Hello, and welcome back to National Busways West Scotland, where today we're looking out over Airdrie, where it looks a little busier than usual, doesn't it? You know, there's bus stops in all these little estates and stuff. What the backside of Glen Mavis? What's going on? Well, I had a recording mishap again. Basically, I made a bunch of progress. We put 3 new local routes into Airdrie, and just, you know, everything stopped. Such is, you know, that's just how things are. Welcome to the Cam J. Cameron channel. We play City Bus Manager, or at least attempt to. Yeah, so that's that. So I'm now sitting here like a lemon. But we move. And I've got the routes window closed because obviously we have these 3 routes, one to Chapel Hill, one to Caldercruix, and one to Coatbridge. And you can tell I've done this already because I knew the name of that estate. Basically, it is now January 1st, 2005, and National Busways have been planning to launch a new way of showing local routes, or a new way of showing local networks, to be launched for 2005, and to be launched specifically at Airdrie. And that is the prefix numbering scheme. So the 3 routes that we have, that I've made unintentionally off camera, are the A1 from a Chapel Hall to Townhead, which is over there in Coatbridge. The A2 from Caldercruix to Glen Mavis, and the A3 from Coatbridge to Thrashbush. The A1 runs up to every 15 minutes, the A2 up to every half hour or every 20 minutes or something like that, and the A3, let's see where the timetable is on this. Okay, I was starting to make it. Cool. So you know what, I'll keep you with throughout the whole timetabling thing. Reset. Okay, I had put timer points in. Oops. So we want Mavis Bank, and oh yeah, by this point I had realised that that needs to be like that. 5:14 to 23:54. Again, reset that. Just reset everything so that I know it's going to be okay. Good. And then I can put timer points back in. You can always do that. So, we want Faskin Avenue. Callan Street, which is Airdrie Town Centre. And Mavis Bank Park. And then on the way back home, we want Callan Street, because again, it's Airdrie Town Centre. We want Kenwood Drive. And we want Sweet Hill Terrace, as well as Drummore Avenue. So by doing that, let's see, we have this first arrival at Coatbridge at 5:47. So actually we can shift it back by 10 minutes. So we can have it go 5:24 until midnight 04. Oh no, it was 5:22 until midnight 02. I remember now. Yeah, it's all coming back. So 5:55, and that way it gets 3 minutes at Coatbridge, which is nice. So this is Monday to Saturday core inbound. Ooh, and how long do we have sitting here? We have almost 20 minutes. There you go. We'll copy that, and we'll make the Monday, Saturday extra outbound. Like that. 40 minutes And this is going to run, let's, hang on, first, oh, no, 40. And we will first of all just check what timing looks like. We will have it at 6. What would that be? 58? Yeah, 6:58. 6:58 every 40 minutes. Oh, I remember this now. Yeah. Until the last one before 10. If I do that, and it should be the 21:38. So let's check that. It is indeed. So we'll now take the inbound and we will do the Monday, Saturday extra inbound. So let's make that every 40 minutes again. And let's have a look. So, our first extra, which is the first one with a 20-minute gap in front of it, i.e. before it, is this one, 7:24. So we want it to be 7:40, or 7:42. 7:42, so we want 7:02. I knew that part. Until 22:02, I believe. Sounds right. Then we want Sunday, and Sunday is going to run every 30 minutes. Just all throughout the day. Sunday outbound. So we will start this at 5:58, and we will run it until 22:28. And then here so we want 6:25 until 22:55, I'm going to assume. And that gets us back in at 6:58, which is yikes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the timing point at Drumore Avenue and remove that break. There we go. Sunday is just going to be very, very efficient. You could call it unreliable, I call it efficient. And what I'm going to do, just to ease things off a little bit actually, is first of all get rid of all that, and I'm going to get rid of the timing point at, where is it? It's Mavis Bank Park. There we go. So now if we have a look at Sunday, 5:58 Cornborough, gets into Thrashbush at 6:23, 6:25, gets back into Canberra at 6:57, so it's got 2 minutes at Thrashbush and 1 minute at Canberra. And I'm going to add an extra bus on the start to 5:55, just to even that out a bit. And that is the A3. Right, now let's build a new route. And I lost everything while I was in the middle of putting this route in. So, yeah, we want to start a bus route, because it's been a few weeks since we did that. And let's do that. And we want superscript A. Get rid of the superscript 5. We're not doing the A4, we're doing the A5. And this is going to run from Airdrie Hospital to Caldercruix. There you go. I'm just cutting out all the vowels because doing the rich text on the superscript A eats up valuable characters. Nope, I'm not going to start it there, I'm going to start it there. Because that stop's already there. And we're going to go this way. Stopping there. Stopping there. There, there, there. Then down. And across like this. All the way. St. Philip's School. And then when we get into Plains, we're going to go around like this. So that we're serving everyone who lives in Plains with a hopefully acceptable bus service. This is where the N15 goes, so we're giving this this stretch some daytime service. Where at the moment, it currently gets nothing. Then we're going to go around, through Dunbrack Avenue, then Glengowan Road, Church View, and head back home. Like this. We'll stop there. Then we'll stop at Livingston Drive. Then we'll stop at Annie's Hill View, Main Street, and Stanrick Street, where we rejoin the route of the N15, and we go through stopping at Catherine Park, which is where short runs of the N15 terminate. And then we head back into Airdrie. Like that. Put a waypoint down here. Stop over there. And then head out of Airdrie like that. Like that. Then we stop there. And there. And then run up and terminate at a new stop here so that I can give it a nice destination name. And it's going to be Airdrie. Small caps. Size equals 75%. Monklands General Hospital. Small caps. Size equals 100%. And back to just looking at the map. There we are, the A5 from Airdrie Hospital to Caldercruix. So I'm going to disappear and get the timetable made. Should probably be running every 20 minutes, half hour, something like that. And the timetable for the A5 is now complete, running up to every 20 minutes during the week and every 30 minutes on Sundays. So, those are our 4 new routes complete. The A1 between Chapel Hall and Coatbridge Townhead, the A2 between Calderbank and Glen Mavis, the A3 between what was it called? Between Caldercruix and Thrashbush, and the A5 between Airdrie, Monklands General Hospital, and Caldercruix. So, we need somewhere to run this route out of. And I haven't gotten this far yet, so I need to have a look. There's like an industrial area down here that I think might be useful, because it's not that far from Airdrie Town Centre, and it's got plenty of space, crucially. So I think I'm going to steal this big one. We're going to add a depot, we're going to put it there, make it very nice. And this is our new garage AD. So this, again, is going to be AD, Airdrie, NBWS, Glasgow City Bus. I'll just keep that there for now. And let's hire some drivers. Sort by friendliness. It's a fairly decent sized network that we have already. Well, it's 4 routes. But they're 4 relatively hefty routes. So I just want to make sure that I have more than enough drivers. We have 51 drivers, that'll be more than enough. And I'm going to start with a fleet of 24 buses, because I am going to be expanding this in relatively short order. I need to turn off all the default buses. But we are going to be getting these. The Plaxton Pointer 2 10.7 meter Dennis Dart SLF. And these are going to have a passenger information. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Never mind. And I need a new vehicle type group for the DL type. Finally, we have the DL type on this save. Isn't it lovely? So yes, we're going to be having 24 of these. And of course I've made a livery for them because I always do. Oh, look, there's me teasing Capital Country again. Glasgow, DL type, Pointer 2, Airdrie Garage. And isn't it a little beauty? Like, the Pointer 2 looks good in anything, I swear. And this model just looks fantastic. Like, the livery's just gone on so well. The alignment's even quite good between, like, the body side swoosh here and where I've extended it into the roofline. Like, that's just worked. Very happy with that. So there's our first 10. Then I want to buy a few more. With none of that. DL type. Import the DL type. Very pretty bus. And then I want to buy another 4 to round out the fleet of 24. Funnily enough. So we'll import that and the DL type, there we go. Perfect. Let's let everyone settle in. And I will get to numbering these all up, and we won't be starting from DL1 because National Busways are not a brand new company. They've been going since 1986. I will eventually have a sort of Genesis series covering how National Busways became the big, horrific entity that it is. But for now, you just, know that we are quite far down the line when it comes to these. And because it's January 1st, 2005, these are still going to be 54 plate buses. Good. Copy Glasgow, Airdrie, and now this is 2005, but the DL type has been a thing since the original Pointer 1 SLFs. So I'm just going to look up something. The Dennis Dart SLF became a thing in 1996. But through these years, National Busways were more into their heavyweight buses, so they weren't buying so many DLs as they go on to purchase of the EL when the Dart becomes the Enviro. So this is going to be DL755. And the license plate is going to be SN54 ADA. So, I'll get the rest of these plated up in a happy little jump cut. And finally, we have SN54 AEA, better known as DL778. Our 24 darts for the Airdrie local network, as it grows, are now ready for service. So, I think, first of all, I think they're absolutely gorgeous, and I think they will do us proud. But first we need to get the A1, A2, A3 and A5 activated and allocated to the Airdrie garage. And the time has now come to join the first A3 from Coatbridge to Thrashbush. So this is being run by SN54ADM, and I'm losing it. Give me my bus back. This is real time. It's thrown OBS in front of CBM. Now there's the blue loading wheel of death. There we go. There we go. Yeah, performance has tanked again. This save is just not a happy one. But it appears that we have fairly reasonable local demand on the A3 at least, which is good to see, always good to see. And as we head in towards Airdrie town centre, it's picking up a little bit, but not hugely, which is again what I would sort of expect. 20 people on board as we get nearer into the town centre. The game's hanging. We're getting overtaken by a bus on a dead run, very nice. Yeah, this is... have I got the old PC back? I don't know, I feel like I'm using the old PC. I really need to see about that RAM upgrade. It's a shame RAM costs like so much more than it did like a month ago. But anyway, yeah, the A3. Interesting that the northern side of the A3 is quieter than the southern side of the A3. If anything, I thought it would be the other way around, because there is already a bus route up here stimulating some demand along this main road. But I guess maybe that's not how City Bus Manager computes things? I don't know. But we're nearly at Thrashbush anyway. We're 5 minutes from the end. So when the game comes back from this hang... Oh, that didn't take long. So I guess we will take this all the way to the end. I'll go to the end of one of the other routes and have a look at that. There's another A3 heading in towards Airdrie. And that is now going to sit at Thrashbush Quadrant for almost 20 minutes. Right, is there an A5? That'll do. It's just come out of Caldercruix with 9 on board. I'll accept that. It's done that. I think the N15 also does that, so I'm going to give that a pass. That roundabout thing. And we are lagging our way through plains where the N15 sticks to the main road while the A5 goes around the back of the village, which is where all the people live. So the N15 makes a beeline for Caldercruix. The A5 goes through everywhere, because the A5 is a local service and the N15 is like a mainline service, even though it only runs at night. Night buses are weird. They are complex beasts. You can kind of see why a lot of places that have night buses outside London don't have many, because they are just a bit difficult to work out. My cat's in my room. She's come to say hi. But we are now coming in through Clarkston into Airdrie from the east. She's yelling at me. Yep, I now have a cat. Yes, coming into Airdrie from the east, we do have a good number of people on board, a very good number in fact. But how is that going to change as we head over to the hospital? Because the A1 also goes to the hospital. Not via the same route, but it goes to the hospital nonetheless. Let's have a look. We have 10 on board. It's nice. 7. And into the hospital. Very nice. So. Oh, come on, game. You're literally paused. There's nothing going on. No, lady. Unfortunately, you cannot. Right, so I have found an A1 heading down to Chapel Hall Library. It has left its starting point, but it is still in the estate, so I'm counting that as good. This is SN54ADP. I can't remember the fleet number of that. I would love if it showed fleet numbers, but it doesn't. And yes, we have busy. This bus is busy coming into Coatbridge. Thankfully, there is a 115 in front of us that should be soaking up pretty much everyone who doesn't need to go to the hospital, which is good. But we have more people on board than that 115 does. Great success. Not. So, yeah, we have I knew this was going to be the heavy hitter of the network. That's why I made it the A1. Because we've got 42 people on board. There are definitely standees. Because, like, you know, like the SPD had about 44 seats, and this is not an SPD. we have another lag spike as we come into the hospital. But, I mean, how we have more people on board than the 115, I have no idea. But now we're coming into the hospital. And it appears that everyone gets in and out of the hospital before the bus that terminates there takes up that entire area while it has its break, which is good. And we have over 50 on board for the final stretch into Airdrie town centre. Of course, this isn't the final stretch of the route. There's still about another 15 or so minutes to go down to Chapel Hall. And I'm trying to think, which routes have we done? We've done the 3, 5, or the 3, 2, 5. No, the only one we haven't done is the 5. We've done the 3, the 5, and the 1. This one being the 1. So the next route I need to try and tackle is the A2. But before we do that, we have to get to Chapel Hall. And we currently have 36, 34 on board. And we have spinning wheel. My cat's being a doofus. I love her, but she's such a silly. She's just little. Right, so we're coming down, or we're coming out along Clark Street, which is the same way that the A5 goes out towards Caldercruix. And then we're turning down Carlisle Road, through Gartley, and into Chapel Hall, where we terminate at the library, which is at the very start of the circular. There's the A1 in front of us, on its run back out towards thingy. And where is... Oh! Well, what's going on there? Oh yeah, we do wait for like over 10 minutes and this route runs every 15. Remembering how my routes work right at the end of the episode when I'm touring them. Right, so there's a little bit of a wait for the A2 at that end. I'll check the A2 at the other end actually, because I think the A2 might be better from the other end, given that it's past now. Also, I love how my 6 AM upload schedule's gone completely out of the window, because it's now 7:45, because this video has taken over 3 hours to record. So, yeah. I don't know why I assume a City Bus Manager recording takes an hour these days, because it does not take an hour anymore, it takes 3. And indeed, I have found an A2. It only goes 1 minute before the A2 from the other end of the route, but it has a short, there must be a longer turnaround than at Calderbank. because I could not see the other bus, but this one was really close. Anywho, the game's just finishing up an autosave, and we'll get a wriggle on down towards Caldercruix, and then I'll round things off, finally. Because yeah, this seriously has taken 3.5 hours to record. Thankfully, the new PC is genuinely so much better than the old one, and this video will take about 10 minutes to edit, including rendering. So, that's a small relief. Right, so, it is now finally time to join the A2 from Glen Mavis down to Caldercruix via Airdrie Town Centre. And yeah, so this serves Glen Mavis as a local service rather than as a regional service. And you can see the difference between a local and regional service of Glen Mavis in the routings of the A2, which goes all the way around through the estate, or through the residential area, and the 322, which goes directly through it on the main roads and stops sort of once on each side of the residential area. There and there. So, it is definitely sort of important and good that both routes exist through Glen Mavis. Because the 322 not only serves Glen Mavis in that slightly different way, provides onwards connectivity through Glen Mavis towards Cumbernauld. Now coming in through Airdrie Town Centre, where it's gotten a little bit busy. Yes. Where am I? Airdrie Town Centre. Ah, yes, coming down through the proper middle of it now. My phone's just died. And yeah, so the A3 takes this rather different path, and the A2 goes sort of more direct to Airdrie Town Centre. There's probably not much in it time-wise between the two routes, but it's good to have the extra coverage of the two routes. This is unenhanced. Just by the way, this is unenhanced. This is what City Bus Manager's like on a pretty decent computer when you get to this level. As for what this level is specifically, that'll be something for next week, because this recording has lasted so long. This video is 2 hours late and I haven't even stopped recording yet. But we're just coming into Caldercruix now, which means I can head back to the garage and have a look at these beautiful Dennis Dart SLFs and bring this whole thing to a close. So here is the Airdrie garage with our beautiful 10.7 metre Dennis Dart Claxton Pointer 2s in the lovely new, the lovely orange new image scheme for Glasgow. And I think on that note, I will see you next week from National Busways, West Scotland. Bye bye.